Hello, someone sent me this Microsoft Excel file to help me reconcile transactions between what happened from POS terminal and what was actually printed from the bank. Now this is the printer from the POS and this is the printer from the bank. And here you have common fields: currency, amount, transaction ID, and status, which also you have multiple fields, which is also common to the printout from the POS: currency, amount, transaction ID, transaction status. But from observation, there are transaction mismatch because some transactions which were declined or successful may be successful or declined from the bank printout, and also may differ in amount and currency. So this is a very complex problem. You can actually use VBA to solve this problem quickly to identify the transactions that have mismatch with the banks. But however, what I want to do on this video is to, now if you take a look at the transaction ID, it is different from the printout, transaction ID from the printout, and it appears the bank also generated additional ID in addition to the default transaction ID from the POS. So how can you reconcile this? So what I want to do, I want to make the transaction ID from the bank printout reconcile with the transaction ID with the POS printout. Now if you observe, you can see that some of these are not consistent. So how do we do this? We are going to use some text functions in Excel to handle this. We are going to use search function, we are going to use write function, we are going to use the len function. Now in the search function searches for a character, that is, it will find a character. Since it's a text string, I'm going to put this in double speech mark. So we are actually searching for dash. We want to extract these numbers after the dash. So we will set for the dash and it brings out the position of the dash. So now within this text, and we're going to start from the first position: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The dash appears in the 6th position. So if we are starting from the first position, that is the start number argument. So that means you have the dash in the 6th position. Now you can extend the formulas down and see some of them you have the dash on this 4th position. Now we are also going to use another function known as the len function to find the length of the string. So it will give you the length of the string, returns the number of characters in the string. So in this string, we want to find out the length. That means we have 12 characters in this string. Now we want to extract the total length is 12 with this, and when you have the dash is 6. So we are going to get these characters here, we are going to subtract the total length of the string and subtract what you have here. So we want to extract the right. So what we are going to do here, we are going to use the write function to pull out what you have here after the dash. So we start with the write function. The number of characters is the difference between the total length and what we have from the dash. You have to look at the total length and remove anything you have from the first number up to the dash. So it will extract the character. Sorry. You have the text. Use the write function. The text, this is the text, and the number of characters is the difference between what you have in total length and what you have here. So you can see that it correctly extracts the transaction ID, which looks the same with the ones from the POS printer. Now, the best way to do this is to combine all these. Let's combine all these three functions together. So we need the write function to extract characters from this text string from the right, and the number of characters we want to extract is the difference between the length and the search of the string, the position of the string of this character we want to eliminate. So we use the main function to give us the total string, which is also a parameter for an argument for the write function here. We want to find the difference between this and the search. What we are searching for is, we are looking for dash. Now within this text, starting from the first position. Now this is the number of characters for the write. This result, length d2 minus search, this will give you the number of characters I want to extract from with the write function. So you close the bracket and you can see you have the same. Now if you look at this, if you scroll down, you can see that it is consistent with what you have here. Now this is the end of this tutorial. I'm going to create another video that will help you to check this transaction mismatch using Visual Basics. Thank you very much for listening.